Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And today is Sunday, March 12th. It's the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day, and that can only mean one thing. It's the day of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Corktown. So I am en route taking I-94 eastbound. Just got into the city limits. Now I'm going to go downtown. And I like this self-parking thing. This works out great. So you can park your own vehicle and the price is right. It is $0, 0 pennies. Yes, indeedy. And you get a decent view. This is only from the 4th floor. I only do that so I remember where I parked. You have to pay for parking if you do it one of those ways, unless you're like a super duper member. Hey, looking down yonder, that was the site of Joe Louis Arena. Now it's going to be a fancy-dancy hotel. How about it? That's good news. This is the IRS building, but they don't keep accurate time there. I don't know what's going on. They can do better. But here, going to make it to the start of the parade. We have a little snow flurries in the air, a few murals, a bottle rocket. Yeah, they blocked off Michigan Avenue starting at 6th Street, and the parade will head westbound to 14th Street, right in front of the Michigan Central Station. I've been calling it the Depot, but I think officially they want to go with Michigan Central Station. All right, so when they make a left-hand turn here, boom. The parade has begun for them, so they're all queued up. This is like officially the start right here at 6th and Michigan. And they have the signs, they say them both ways. It's kind of crazy. This must be one of the parade marshals. They got a list. And these are kind of cute dairy cows there. And the shamrock is the thing here with the Irish. And then the dogs can get involved too, so it's all good. On the left is the Irish flag, the tricolor. And here the River Rouge High School Band. How about it? And they performed in this parade in years past. I know that for a fact. Dancers are warming up, and that was an old fire station, I believe. 1242. They encourage diversity here. Be careful. You have been warned. Freedom is no fear. Yes, indeedy. All right, PJ's Lager House. They're great for local music and the local band kind of thing. I guess they have good food, so I'm told. I'll have to try it out. There's people up on the balconies watching. I mean, it's always dicey for the weather for this parade. It's kind of early in the year. It's still in officially like winter time. And so they got picnic tables. This is a new place over here. Throw an axe, raise a glass. Now, it sounds dangerous, but okay. And then this is new. I had to check it out. I had been through Corktown in the dark of night, and it's like you could see a building up there with no lights on. You got to wonder what's going on, what's going down. And, yeah. So a hotel there. How cool is that? The grill is open. Nemo's has been around for a bit, so they're not surprising anyone. But, yeah, things are popping up like mushrooms. on Michigan Avenue, and it's going to be like the Electric Avenue or the Autonomous Alley, whatever they're going to call it, from downtown Detroit, basically the train station, then on to Ann Arbor. Although Michigan Avenue does not go through downtown Ann Arbor, it goes south of this city, but oh well. May peace prevail on earth. Somebody has to get that to Putin. That's absolutely nuts what's going on, and nobody can stop this guy. We got the whole world. We have that expression like Detroit versus everybody, but it's like Putin versus everybody. But yeah, yet nobody can stop this guy. Just amazing. Must be nice to be a dictator. Yikes. Well, we almost had that here in the U.S., unfortunately. Somehow the Constitution kind of held it back, or Mike Pence risked his life so that we didn't go the dictator route. But, God, we came close. You got to just wonder how strong our democracy is. But, yeah, he's pushing all the right buttons, that guy is. All right, well, here again, the River Rouge Marching Band, and they do a knock-up job. You should check out when they perform at the football game. They are awesome, and then at the end of the game, they have a big procession back to the school. It's an awesome group. Well, this is a new development too. Looks like a pool. Yes, perennial apartments. Yeah, this is brand spanking new. It popped up like a mushroom. Coming in Corktown 2023. So hold on to your hats, folks. Later this year, this puppy will be open, and with the spirit of things, they got green insulation. Oh, that was probably by design. But yeah, walking in a westerly direction, but here's the corner ballpark, and some old timers like myself know the corner as Tiger Stadium. They kept the flagpole up there, which is really a nice touch. You got the brick on Michigan Avenue here too, so that's old school. Repent. Yeah, so you can get your religion here. It was actually a Sunday. And I don't know, sometimes, you know, you have like an angel, and one side there's a devil on your shoulder, and you get advice from both of them. But on St. Paddy's Day, or the parade day, it's kind of a drinking day, so I think the devil wins out. So just for a day, there's always other days where you can turn your life around, but this is not the day to quit drinking. And look here, they got them lined up, all different colors. I bet they have some, they got the goods inside. It's not just Jello. Just saying. All right, Michigan is US 12. And there's a nice stretch of bars in through this area. Bobcat Bonnie's is one of them. I like the logo with the Bobcat. And they got a brunch and a happy hour. I never heard of the Last Chance Saloon. I'm not sure I've been in there yet. This place, look, for sale. There's a number to call. And then, well, on the corner of Michigan Rosa Parks, there's this place, Code Next Detroit. This is put on by Google. They simply call it Michigan Central. Some people add the station or Depot. Oh, they call it Michigan Mobility Corridor, and it'll be Michigan Avenue down, but I'm not sure what downtown they're showing over there. It's not Detroit. All right, one of the most significant, well, you can read faster visually than I can call it out, but so yeah, it's not just Ford Motor, but Google's involved too, so there'll be some high-tech stuff going on. So any frontage on, that's not Detroit, any frontage on Michigan Avenue is going to be a good deal. So if you're thinking about urban planning, or you're thinking about making some money in real estate or have a business, you probably wouldn't go wrong with doing anything on Michigan Avenue. We got to get the other avenues going too. Grand River Avenue is the one to get going. Woodward Avenue, Gratiot Avenue, Jefferson Avenue, 4th Street will get all the spokes going. And we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We'll do multiple avenues all together. That's urban planning. Everybody can get involved. Motor City Wine, but I don't know why they decided not to be open. They probably would have done a little business. People are always looking to jump in and warm up or get a glass of wine, I guess. Yeah, the dogs are allowed, so that's kind of adds something to the theme. Several businesses had the big top tents going on. This is the main reviewing stage, and you might recognize the MC.
Aren't you glad you didn't wear those gold foundations? You're saving it for this next coming week, okay? The Art Academy of Irish Dance. God bless you all. The American Red Cross is a non-profit organization that assists clients who have experienced disaster through the power of volunteers.
Well, the general public can get in the Gaelic League, but on the parade day, they'll set you back $10. I was lucky enough when they had the Corktown Music Festival. I paid $20, but it allowed me in 5 different venues, which is a lot of fun. But those shows were a couple weeks ago. But yeah, people even on the roof enjoying the parade. And this guy had a guitar. He was jamming. Check out this door handle. That's kick-ass. I like that. I don't know if it's an elephant or a lizard or something, but here, good advice. Stay cool. And they got homemade pizza, and we'll take a look at a few of them here. Big Mac, Hawaiian, mushroom. And they have a triangular, or a fan with 3 blades, and ooh, a little love in the air, I think, there. When ladies kick their legs back like that, I think that's a sign. All right, pedal pushers, they were, and then, well, they got a fence surrounding it. That's the Michigan Central Station off yonder. They had some tree damage, but they put a fence because they're doing a lot of work in the park, a lot of landscaping. It's the Unified Roosevelt Park, and there'll be a nice, beautiful plaza in front of this. Will be great for picnics. Maybe they'll have concerts, poetry readings. Who knows what all they could do. Family get-togethers. I kind of got as close as I kind of could. Ford had some security people out here, or the security trucks, but I wanted to kind of get a look. This is going to be opening soon, and this will be just fabulous to get inside and scope out what they did. Yeah, Ford had security. It must have been like the AI. I didn't see anyone sitting in there, but my evil twin thought, oh, yeah, look at this. But no, I held back. But yeah, no, they're doing some work. The only thing I wish as far as I know, they could have kept a couple floors like for hotel rooms. People would love to stay here. Maybe put a restaurant up there, but Ford's going to use it for offices and research and engineering, which is all well and good. But to pay homage back to Harkin when it was a train station. I'm not even sure if they're going to have a train stop by a little bit in the back. This is the Roosevelt building. That's where hockey players used to play in the basement in the wintertime when the water would leak in and freeze. Crazy story. But, yeah, Ford's done a lot of work here. These people are heading back. They're making like a counterclockwise loop. They're heading back from whence they started. There's some instructions here. Those are always good to have because sometimes you just open things up and think you can figure it out, and invariably you have to look and take a peek. This building, I don't know what's happening. They had some issues in years past. It looks like it probably could get torn down. But look at here. Here's a nice brand spanking new building. Here we go. They're going to talk a little bit. If you can do some speed reading. Well, the anchor's Michigan Central, so maybe the whole plaza area is going to be the Michigan Central station. So the book depository, that's paying homage because that's what it was back in the day, a book depository for Detroit. Then they have a Bagley Mobility Hub. But Ford worked real closely with the neighborhoods in the area. The Corktown, the Southwest Detroit, the Bagley, there's a whole number of them, Hubbard, Richard, and said, hey, what do you want? How can we integrate? And that's all urban planning, which, yeah, community engagement. And that's what it is. That urban planning is get everyone involved because everybody's got an idea. And you just take the best of everybody's ideas, incorporate them, and then make it work. And so then it makes the city and the urban environment a better place for everybody, which certainly is the game plan. I know it sounds like an awful lot of frickin' psychobabble, but, you know, it's actually, this shit is really kind of true. If you really plan, these are Hubbard Farms, Mexican Town, Hubbard, Richard, Corktown, and North Corktown, and even downtown Midtown. They incorporated all these neighborhoods. West Riverfront, they're doing a lot of work there too. Yeah, if you do it right, we all benefit. I mean, for so long, people always badmouth Detroit and it's a national joke. And even a lot of the people badmouthing Detroit were Detroiters themselves or people that live in the suburbs. Off in the distance is the Gordie Howe Bridge, the towers. There's one there, and then the other one was hiding behind St. Anne, I think. Yeah, it's back behind there in the trees. But, yeah, that'll be a nice addition. But, yeah, we have to stop bad-mouthing our own city and just say, hey, let's get our shit together. And if we do, we're all going to benefit. So if somebody wants to say, oh, shut the frickin' up, it's like, I know it sounds like psychobabble, but I don't care. You know, I want, everybody always wants things to leave things better than when they saw it. So Detroit was kicking ass in 1960, and it went down from there. But now it's on the upswing. Here's the Detroit River Tunnel, and they chipped the top of this thing. I don't know if there was any rhyme or reason. Here it says Detroit River Tunnel. It's a double tunnel, and because they want it 1909, so it's old. It's older than me. But the tunnel there on the right is they don't use anymore. It's just the one on the left here that they heightened it by making a little taller, and they can get those double stack containers. So there you have it. But they should still have trains. The holiday train comes up through the river tunnel, and it can make a stop at the Michigan Central Station. So I'm going to push on that, the holiday train. I don't see why that couldn't happen. All right, they did a lot of work with the plaza there, the concrete. This, back in the day, man, I've told myself plenty of times I'm like 2 steps from being homeless. You know, lose your job and lose your health. And back in the day, I'd walk through here, and this was an encampment. There were a lot of people with tents living down here. It was all overgrown with brush and trees, and you had to watch your step, kind of. But now they cleared this whole thing out. It's still kind of an artist corridor, though. You can still see the graffiti and everything. A lot of people live, well, not a lot. I mean, they had kind of an encampment up at the top of those bridges with wood and cardboard and boxes and all number of things. But now they have like where you can have bike paths, and it connects the neighborhoods, which is good. And they'll have those emergency phones and the lights and the cameras. In the meantime, I'm just showing some of the graffiti that's down here because there are some like talented artists that know how to put colors together, I guess. All right, off yonder, the Penobscot building. And yeah, I was just checking out the scene. It's, you know, with the post-COVID years, like a lot of things have changed, and it's like I got to get caught up to speed. Down yonder is the Detroit River. That's Riverside Park. That used to be where the paper mills were and the paper processing plants, but now it's going to be a kick-ass park. It has been for a while. Oh, I wanted to get on that party train. I was trying to run to catch up to it. I'm on 4th Street now. Look at these dishes. Can't they get one dish, you know, one big dish maybe that would cover everybody? But it's crazy. Everybody has to get a dish. And then they got a patio up there. They got a nice view of the Ambassador Bridge and the Detroit River, which we've turned our back on the river for so many years. But now the river walk that we have in Detroit is getting recognized nationally as just a kick-ass park, one of the best in the country. Sometimes number one. They always have different polls. Live a great story. Yeah, we'd all like to say that. And you can leave your stickers. The Red Wings were playing Boston Bruins, which is great, on an Irish parade day. And here are the different drinks you can have. I went with the Zug Island iced tea, and it's great. It's got a leaf from Zug Island. They pick those out daily. I don't know what kind of tree it is, the Zug Island iced tree, or the Zug tree, I should say. And it's got a lot of flavor to it, that leaf does. All right, so then you can do sliders, and they got a selection here. I'm going to go through this kind of quick, but the prices are around $3.75. There's one, a coney dog. I'm going to do the coney dog. That's $3.45. Teriyaki chicken. I did the fried chicken one, I think. That's the other one. And then they have a mystery meat one. This was going real well. The Red Wings are up 4-0. I'm loving this. I got to be touchy how much you can actually show, because YouTube and people get their panties in a bunch sometimes if you show regular TV. But here's my two. This is the coney, and that was the chicken one. And that was my server. Great service. Oh, and a different Zug leaf there. If you ever get a chance to vacation, though, I've heard Zug Island, top notch, A1. Make your reservations early and often. Yeah, you can go to A to Z with islands like Aruba, the Bahamas, the Caribbean, and all number of hot, fuzzy, warm places. But when you get to Z, that's Zug Island. You save the best for last. But, yeah, just walking through the neighborhood a little bit. And, of course, that's the landmark that catches your eye. Gabriel Richard. There's some history here. St. Anne's Church. It's either the oldest or the second oldest church. I think it is the oldest, though. But they got the Star of David in stained glass. Beautiful church, though. I had a friend that got married there, and it was well, I've been in the church other times too, but still. And then they got the wall here. It's not like the wall they have in Mexico, but there is a big wall to kind of keep them separated, kind of thing. I think it's the customs operation there. But yeah, that's all kind of like locked up. If you're on that side of the wall, they want to keep you in there. All right, Austin, Texas had the South by Southwest Festival, and I'm thinking we can do something similar in Detroit. I'm going to work on that. More of a just like a music festival, but it can grow from there. But if you can see something happening in another part of the country, then you can just kind of say, well, scratch your head and just say, well, why couldn't it happen in Detroit? Why couldn't we pull that off? And we certainly can. Look at the iron grating here. I love the fence. Somebody here is pretty artistic and good at it, but they have their business. It might be their business actually with all this stuff, but you get a lot of good examples of this in the Southwest neighborhood, and you get a lot of nice murals too. So this one's fairly new. There's a one across the way that's a little older. Here's some nice flowers. And Mexican Town. This was back in 2012, but they have a theater here, the Matrix Theater. Nice, cute little building. And then a plaza here and a pedestrian overpass that goes over I-75 and the entrance and whatnot to the Ambassador Bridge. Welcome to Pure Michigan. So we got a welcome center, but we could have a welcome center where the giant tire is too. So people that are heading like eastbound from Chicago or whatnot, before they get into the big city, they can stop, get a little rest, check their bearings, put some air in their tires, get a snack, whatever it is. You are here. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, that's what they call it. Bagley Pedestrian Bridge. And then look at the nice... Is that tile work or a mural? Looks like a mural, I guess. But and then there's something with this. I think it's like when people want to lock in their love or profess their love to their honey buns or however that works. But you come here and nobody can break the lock or whatever from your love. But a lot of people obviously are doing it. It seems like it's a thing. A lot of traffic coming up through here, though. It was a little chilly, like on this day. The wind wasn't too bad, so it wasn't terrible. But I would imagine the summertime it'd be nice, relaxing to just go out and take a little walk. I'm gonna head back up to Michigan Avenue, but I'm just scouting out the hood. Here's some more iron work, wrought iron, and then they like skeletons. It's like the Day of the Dead and all that, but you know, it's kind of fun. Donovan's Pub, they got a snake on the side here. Well, I'm taking Donovan's is an Irish place too. 5-3 final. Kick ass. Well, somehow the Wings can beat the good teams and play well against them. They played a back-to-back, and the night before or afternoon before they lost 3-2, but they played Boston tough, the best team in the league. Yet they play crappy teams poorly, and they might not make the playoffs. So the run of Detroit teams not making the playoffs is just incredible. I think 2019 with the Pistons were the last team to actually just make it in the playoffs. Not win anything. I'm talking just make the playoffs. We're under a long drought. Oh, if you're grouchy. I haven't gotten charged $10, but I'll admit sometimes I do get grouchy. Yeah, be nice or go away. And then shoes and shirts required. And some optional things, I guess. But yeah, they got sign everywhere, a sign kind of thing. they have some fun. I get a lot, or I get a chuckle out of a lot of these, so that's why I kind of. And some of them, well, yeah, they're. You got to be careful because people might get their panties in a bunch, and who wants that to happen? But yeah, people have a sense of humor, so. Cass Corridor, yes, the heart of Detroit, love of Detroit. But yeah, they're trying to rename it District Detroit, which I think is super lame. But the Cass Corridor is going to live on, much like, you know how they tried to change Pine Knob and they called it DTE Energy Theater? That didn't last. So they're going to try to do that District Detroit, but it's not going to last. For the hardcore people, the people in the know, it's the Cass Corridor. It's the heart of Detroit. Yeah, that part of Detroit has an edge to it. A lot of neighborhoods have an edge. Here was the hurricane shelter, or a tornado shelter. They say a bubble like that is the best thing to be in when there's high winds because it can tackle that. But they had a situation. That place has some history, too. Citizen Robotics, this was new. Proud to be Mexican. That's good to see people proud of their heritage. And then there's a beer. Well, beer, I guess they got the Triple X. Maybe beer's not good. But I like to say art is everywhere. And in Detroit, you can just drive around and then, boom, you'll see a nice mural, somebody doing some work. I'm all in for that kind of stuff. Creative people, yes, indeedy. That's what you like. You like people that are creative, have a little character or a little personality. I don't like the quote-unquote normal. Normal is boring. It's like, give me... I mean, you have to have that kind of, but everybody's, I think, a little eccentric in their own way. All right, that's the Southwest Hospital, and they were supposed to fix this all up, and I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Thought they were going to make apartments and whatnot, but Corn Belt Beef Market, here's this building for sale. So, yeah, urban planning around every corner. Everything's a piece of the puzzle. I know it's ad nauseum, and it's like I'm just thinking out loud and stuff. Here, mixed-use development. They got the rest of it boarded up. This was the Southwest Hospital. So some kind of mixed use, but that sign's been up there a while. I don't know. They probably lost funding. I like those little portholes on the side. But, yeah, urban planning. Let's do it. And I don't have all the answers. I'll think out loud, but everybody can think out loud. The city planners, every city should have, and I'm sure they do, an urban planning department. They got the zoning, everything's zoned. They know what things are zoned for. We just have to make it, just like on the news program. You have the news. Usually it's the ambulance, blood and gore. That's what people want to see in the tragedies. And then later on they'll show the weather and the sports and maybe a business thing. But I think urban planning should have its own segment every day. People should be talking about it because it's so important in the long run. But that's just me talking. But, yeah, 2 James, that's a bar. And then this restaurant, Cork and Gable, I don't think they're open yet. The post-COVID, a lot of restaurants ran into trouble with the staffing and all that. And so not everything's back up to speed. But, yeah, here, post-parade action, people were still mingling about and enjoying this Sunday afternoon. Here's the CPA building, and I love the entrance here, and it's high noon. Actually, it's after 5, but notice of violations. Wowee. So they got some work to do, but you would think somebody would have bought it now, but of course They always ask for pie in the sky prices, and so then it just sits for a while. But there's probably people that have offered to buy that property and do something. The nice sculpture there in Slows. Wow, somebody wanted to be on Motor Capital. Wow, I'll take that any day. Thank you. Sugar House. They got the Fleur de Lis. That's nice inside. Then we got a lowrider here. But here's this bar is interesting. They got a nice. You got to look up top. LJ's. Yeah, a lot of bars along here, and nothing left but the tear down now. They had all the. This was the main reviewing area and the stand or the stage area, and they got a heated beer tent. Yeah, some of these places do it up, and so they had music. Well, they had security too. Luxurious parking. Wow, what's that all about? But yeah, they were doing the tear down here. Michigan Avenue is back open for traffic. Wowie Kazowie, put some clothes on, will you? It's cold outside. I don't know. I think it was a DJ spinning records there, but they may have had some bands performing. Live band actions rocks. It rules. Here, I love the roof line there, how they did that. It's like the house by the side of the road. Muck Rock City. And, coffee and espresso place, plus barbers, if you feel lucky. Here's the White Castle, and before I saw this, maybe I'll get it this time. Okay, 10 original sliders for $9.20, so that would be 92 cents per slider, if my math is correct. But in the front, here, let's see. Got hamburgers open 24 hours. And check this out. 10 original 10 sacks, $7.99. So that seems like the better deal. I don't know unless because it's in a sack. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would opt for the lower price. Well, a lot of people were drinking, so the containers were filling up. And forget if that's the apartment or the hotel. I think that was the apartment one. 2 new buildings going up on the south side of Michigan Avenue. I got to swing back around to the MGM garage, that self-parking garage. So, anyways, here's looking in at the corner ballpark, and they have games here during the summer, and I think some of them are probably free, that you can just walk right in, and others there might be a nominal fee. But people live here now. Imagine that. How cool is that? You would get a nice view looking out back. You could watch any number of these games. Fall ball area. Park at your own risk. Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah. But yeah, here, the UFO factory. I want to check this place out next year. I'll have to see. But they got loft apartments. That circle or horseshoe, the UFO factory, which is in the red. Used to be Hoot Robinson's bar, which is a great little bar to go before you went into Tiger Stadium. But now it's the UFO factory. And they have, we're going to step inside. 2110 Trumbull. And that's their This is like their dance floor, and they have a stage, and they got the disco ball. Yes, and then they play these the horror movies, the Godzilla and the monster movies and stuff like that. And the Japanese, they were really into all this stuff. And it's like a blast from the past. I remember as a kid, we would sometimes watch this, and they'd be talking in some foreign language, maybe Japanese or something, and you couldn't understand what they were saying, but you understood they were afraid of those monsters. They'd be running for their lives. All right, well, here there's some instructions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you want to get these prints, and a lot of people do the selfies with their cell phone, and I get all that. That's great, and it doesn't cost you anything. But this is kind of fun to have photos physical in hand, and you can do some fun with your friends or whatnot, kind of get a little goofy. But here's inside the UFO factory, and they had a good crowd in here. Here's the monster. Look at this thing. Man, scary. Then they have a kitchen, too. I know they have hot dogs and all that, but I think it's even more extensive than that now. The upper patio was locked in. I was thinking my evil twin had, they call it the cloud deck. No bozos. No horseplay. So I decided, well, I'm not going to jump over this. But we are watching. Oh, yikes. But, yeah, it's a nice deck in the summertime to hang out up top. And you can look out over into the corner ballpark. And I would imagine they let you smoke back here, too, or whatnot. But, yeah. I'm glad they didn't tear this down. The developers around and wanted them to sell out and vacate. They wanted to put up lofts all over. But I'm so glad they kept the UFO factory, because UFOs are all over the place. So I don't know. They either build them here or no. But you have a place where you can come by and talk to other people about UFOs. I was trying to figure out the DTE energy thing because we had the recent problems. So I was trying to see the actual current reading or the usage per second kind of thing. Godzilla versus Mothra. Oh, okay. The 1969 maybe. If I. Okay, they got cold beer. And they got lights that change colors. That is so cool. But yeah, I'm gonna try to catch a live concert here in a few days, and we'll see how that works. All right. So I think that was the menu. Is that Sweet Lou? All right, the brickwork. I like masons and what they do. Back in the day, they got real creative and fancy. Look at this arch. I like that. You could put it up plain and simple, and it'd be a lot cheaper. But when you spend the extra time and do it up like that, it stands out. It's kick-ass. Bocce ball. What's porchetta? I'm not sure what that is, but this is the Autovia. That's Italian for 8th Street, I believe. Don't hold me to it. Here, oh. Oh, they had a tent set up in the Nemo's parking lot, and they had live entertainment. I think there was a cover. It might have been Ted. Look at all these stickers, though. You hardly can tell that's I-75 going that way, but trust me, it is. Some other people that want to be on Motor Capital. They don't know what they're getting into. But nobody watches, so they're safe. But James Oliver, that's... I think a breakfast place or something. Danish or donuts and bagels. All right, MGM Grand. That's where I parked. I got to head back that way. So They got a horse here, General Thaddeus, saying hi to everybody, welcoming them to the big city. DTE Energy, they got some explaining to do. It was something like the guy gets over $1 million and then got $2 million in bonuses, and it's like, hey, if you perform and you kick ass and everything works out great, well then terrific, make your bonuses. But it's been a little sad lately, and the $35 compensation seems absolutely ridiculous. But hey. All right, self-parking. I like that. So, yeah, a big zero. So if you're on a budget, and who isn't, I mean, it's easy. If there's a game going on, like the Lions playing or the Tigers, you can spend 30, 40, 50 bucks to park. Screw that. I'll walk a country mile before I do that. They need to clean up the stairwell a little bit, though. Yeah. You would think MGM Grand could get somebody with a hose and just hose it down. But I'm just saying, I don't own the place. But anyways, walk up to I still got 2 more floors to go. All right, employees only, so I think they got to overpay. Geez, if the employees use this thing, what the hell? You would think one of their employees would say, because it stinks. Not only looks bad, but it stinks. So between DTE and MGM, they should be able to clean up their mess. Not the mess that they left, but anyways. Here's the nice view looking out, and then the sports stadiums are down yonder. Cass Tech. There's Little Caesars Arena, where the Red Wings and the Pistons play, or try to play. Geez, the Pistons, I think, are like the worst team in the NBA now. Or they're right fighting amongst 2 other teams for the worst record, but with that lottery thing, seems like they don't get the best pick of the litter kind of thing in the draft. They had the number 1 pick, but it was a down year for players. I think this year they got like 3 or 4 top players. Here, the motorcycle club, and in years past, if the weather's nice and the bikes are out riding and stuff, they're usually open on St. Patrick's Day Parade. But it was cold today, so the Detroit Highwaymen took the day off. But I think they're open on Fridays, though, to the public. So if you're nice, they have some kind of dinner thing, and you can go there and rub elbows with the Highwaymen. But they're a part of the Michigan Avenue scene, to be sure, as is that hamburger place and then funeral home. But we're all proud to be American. Etzel Ford is where I went to high school. And then, there's some sexy neon there. Got to be careful with that. There again, the giant tire and our football-inspired bridges. There, Telegraph Road to Dearborn Heights, my humble abode, and I picked this up. So Marty, he loves Mardi Gras, but I got him a Guinness bead, so I added that to his collection. So I don't know if he was trying to smile or not, but he's patriotic. We get along. He watches the place for me, so that's cool. Oh, well, yeah, this is a little risque. That's from the Dirty Show. They have that every year at the Russell Industrial Center in Detroit. All right. I had to get gas, so $3.29. Gas is bumped up a little bit in price. We were lucky there for a while. It was under $3, unless the guy on Michigan Avenue in Mason, he's usually the cheapest. All right, I think I had the wrong time. Now I had to reset it. Daylight savings time. But even sometimes with the battery pack, if I switch battery packs, sometimes the camcorder doesn't hold a charge and it just resets. So I'm try to stay accurate with the time. All right. So slow moving train here. DTE. I'm on them. Now we're going to watch. They had government meetings and all that and hearings. So look at all the discounts you can get. Right now it's $15. Oh, this is when this is March 13th. This is 313 day. You could get, as far as the eye could see, $10 for parking. Fox Theater, 313 presents. That's one of these like ticket places. But they had 313 day, and they said there was promotions for Detroit to celebrate that day, and so they said you could get concert tickets to the Detroit Symphony. Look at the green there, in homage for St. Patrick's Day, I presume. But yeah, the lights turning green. Detroit's finest entertainment. Anyways, I thought I heard, okay, Fox Theater, you could pick up tickets, and I was totally mistaken. It wasn't the Fox Theater. Here, look at the door handles. Those are really cool, and it's a National Historic Landmark. Only in 1989. That might have been when it was totally refurbished. It should have been a landmark before then, but I'll give credit to Mr. Illich for working it and restoring this. Here's the little ticket booth out front. And next door is the Hockey Town. Then Little Caesars Arena. I thought I could get those tickets for $3.13, but this was for the Detroit Symphony, and it was at Orchestra Hall, and so I like totally blew it. You know, I went here to the Fox Theater box office, and then the guy told me to go up to the Little Caesars box office because that's always open. Here I'm crossing I-75, a lot of traffic. The Q line, I'm told the Q line, you don't have to pay anything now. It's free. Look at this, Springsteen and the E Street Band. I like Bruce and his music. I wonder what the tickets are, but they call it the Xfinity box office. And this is supposed to be open, well, box office, 11 to 5:30. Closed on non-event Saturday and Sunday, and then, well, you got it. But that's a good place to get tickets. So if you have a good parking spot. I'm into the blues kind of thing, so here's a Motor City Blues Festival, April 1st. I want to do a blues festival on the outdoor, though, and then combine it with, like, barbecue and horseshoes and basketball. Here, you want that yellow ornamentation means you're not supposed to drive your car down that street, but it does stand out, as does that Hotel Eddystone. This, I'm glad they didn't tear it down. They were so very close to tearing this down to make way for the Little Caesars Arena. They knocked down the Salvation Army building, and they almost took down Hotel Eddystone, but that's our Hotel California. Hey, this was the place that burned down. The guy wanted like $4 million or $4.5 million. It was a burned out hulk of the house, just decrepit, and he wanted top dollar. And then somehow the thing, wink, wink, caught on fire on its own. And here's the Eddystone. I'm not even sure if it's open yet. Look at here, if you want credit card only, $45. And they have the dog to sniff the for bombs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that place burned down, and it's a vacant lot now. And I think they wanted, I thought I showed the sign, but I think they wanted $4 million. Here's an empty canvas. They should put some murals up there. That is a butt ugly side of the Little Caesars Arena. And then this, can't see it through the snow flurries, but that's Atlanta building. And They're supposed to restore that. Illich has a lot of property here, but he's been sitting on it for years. And now in the district Detroit, he hoodwinked the city council and the mayor and whatnot into giving him $800 million for a $1.5 billion project or something. And it's like the city is putting up half the money to a billionaire already. I mean, a lot of people are thinking, hey, more power to them. You love it. But no, you're taking money that could be used in other areas of the city and giving it to a billionaire to begin with. So, all right. Well, I finally made it down to Parsons and Woodward Avenue kind of area. I'm going to get my tickets for the symphony. And I'm not like a symphony lover per se, but I said for $3.13 I can do that. My mom loves the symphony. And so I told her, I said, hey, I'll buy you a ticket if you want to go. And she said, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm going to get 2 tickets at $3.13. Look at this church here for sale. Gorgeous. And, all right, celebrate 313 Day. They had all sorts of offers. I think, the following day was Pi Day, and some people had offers for that. All right, here's the seating chart. So they got a big balcony up there. Then they got a box level. And then you have the main floor and the stages on the very lower part of that thing. So I got 2 tickets. They're kitty corner to each other, F34 and E32, but they're on the main floor. So 1 ticket's there and 1 ticket's up there, but real close to the stage. And I like rock and roll and blues and all that, but I'm going to have a taste of symphony, so I'll fill you in and let you know how that works out. I think for $3.13, I'm going to feel some kind of appreciation for the music and say it was worth my time. It was weird. It was a Friday, and the show starts at 10:45, so I don't know if it's for almost like a matinee thing where school kids could go to a concert. So there might be a lot of school children. All right, Cass Avenue Church here, and I parked in front of this. It was free, right there. Look at that. But if you park on Cass itself, you got the meters. And here, thank you, veterans. This is the old Miami, and they've kind of hybrid guitar and AK or machine gun. They combine the two there. But it's a great place for local bands to perform. A nice, really hangout, Detroit-style hangout. It's cool. Plus, they have the back 40 where you can relax and chill, and it's really cool in the summertime. A little emergency action. Yeah, I could have gotten those tickets. Should have done it online. They had an Aretha Franklin concert, and people gobbled them up as soon as it was announced. All right, I went to Dearborn Music because I can pick up the Metro Times. Check out this card. Please recycle Congress. That would be a good idea. The Do Nothing Congress. But I like, the bumper stickers kind of tell a story here. Keep your rosaries off my ovaries. No uterus, no opinion. I think that's directed at men. And I agree. Women should be calling the shots on all that. And, it's just crazy. The Republican war on women. It's just insanity. But, yeah. Women should be able to figure that one out. And leave men out of it. All right, well, we're all proud to be American. At least we still have free speech, right? Or at least, oops, so. All right, this was crazy. This was history, repeated itself, but it's the second time. So that's the way it was on March 17th. Just a glimpse, because YouTube has algorithms, and they pick up. This might not be able to air on regular, or it'll air on regular TV, but maybe not YouTube, because they're real fussy. All right, well, I got my Little Caesars pizza, so he's making his money off me that way. But here, this was for our 200th birthday. And our 250th birthday is coming in 2026. That's only 3 years away from now. There's the $50 with Independence Hall. Here's the silver dollar. We don't make these anymore. We got the Susan B. Anthony, but you got the moon and the Liberty Bell. Folks, thanks for watching. Good night.